Welcome, Aries. Today we are going to do a love reading, but we're going to do a love reading that speaks about new love. So this is for, sorry, Sam's cutting the grass. This is for, anyone who is single. You don't even have to be looking for love. I feel like when we're looking for love, it's like, why can we never find it? When we're not looking for love, then love comes in. So, someone did leave a comment that said, too many of the readings talk about past, people from our past coming in, which is true. And that, I feel like that is part of life. But it got me thinking, you know what? Let's just do a reading um, that just speaks about new love. New love. So we're going to use three different decks. We're going to use Mother Mary for her beautiful words of wisdom. We are going to use the Gilded Tarot to really go deeper. And for the main spread, we're going to use the Psychic Tarot. Um, and again, this is for new love. This is for those who are single. I mean, I guess you don't have to be single, but maybe you still want new love. Whatever brought you is fine with me, and I thank you. Much gratitude. So other than that, I'm just going to leave it open, and let's go ahead and begin. Aries. Shout out to my friend on March 22nd. Let's give them a cut. And if you're ready, I'm ready. I'm going to bring the lid down and let's begin. So, just love. All right, we have patience and planning. This is the Seven of Pentacles. Patience. So maybe some of you, that's the energy you've been in. Seven is also a very spiritual number. I feel like the Seven of Pentacles is really like your tree of life. So it could talk about like a soul seed of intention that had already been planted. And to me, that would represent a soulmate energy. And maybe, it is in divine timing. But let's keep going. All right. We have firm foundation. It feels like, and I know this is not for everyone, but it feels like divine. And when I say divine, I mean all your angels, all your spirit guides, God, whoever you pray to. I feel like it's all about divine timing here. I feel like part of the patience was to allow you to firm up your own foundation. Because listen, if our foundation isn't firm, it doesn't mean that we're perfect because, we should never shoot for perfection. We're not going to find it. And we can't expect that in another. We were born imperfect. But that's our soul's quest. So, anyways, I feel like part of, if I've been waiting, wanting, even if I haven't been, I feel like your foundation is everything. I really do. And this person's looking right back at patience and planning, almost like, okay, I feel like my foundation is firm now. Well, let's keep going. Well, hello, lovers. Hello, lovers. So, lovers, first of all, is a card of Gemini. The meaning of the card is a head over heart decision, but it is love and it is chemistry. How interesting that the lovers has already come out. Well, let's keep going. We have financial and material changes. It's the number five. First of all, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know why I've been noticing that lately. Like how, um, even though they're not like right in a row, well, maybe I'm meant to look at it this way. The our foundation is probably first and foremost. The ability and the willingness to make changes where they need to be. Probably having some patience. But I feel like if that's the case, then I feel like Divine has the perfect person in mind for you. I get the feeling that this seed, that these lovers, I just get this feeling that the seed was planted before they came into this lifetime. And it's almost like, step by step by step, but now moving into the lover's energy. Well, let's keep going. We have the tower, disruption. But then we have positive movement forward. Interesting because, a lot of people fear the tower. Like, the tower. But sometimes the tower is really helping to move us in place. Sometimes we can be a little resistant. We do have a five that does speak of change. Here it's financial and material change, but because we're doing a love reading, it is a change. Some of you may find yourself like you may be in a current relationship and things just may not be going great. Probably I get a feeling not good at all. Um, but for those who are single, I feel like this tower is something I do want to look at. I want to understand it. I don't need to like dissect it. I just need to know, okay, why this tower show up in my life? Was it helping to move me? Was I being resistant to some type of change? Because as soon as the tower happens, what follows it? Positive movement forward. So I'm not fearing this tower. I have a feeling this tower was really your friend to kind of move you in position. All right, let's keep going. And a number 8, number of infinity, also new beginnings, but positive new beginnings. I want to give a shout out to the woman who left the comment saying, Sandy, you only talk about past love, which really isn't the case, but it does come out a lot. So I had to agree with that comment. And she was my inspiration for doing this reading. So I never look at a comment as negative. I try to find, pull, like, what can I pull from that comment in a positive way? Well, this reading was one of them. Rest and rejuvenation. This is the Four of Swords underneath the lovers. All right. It's funny. I was just thinking in my mind, how many cards do I want to take? And then all these cards come out. So I feel like I got my answer. Look at this, the Ace of Pentacles. First of all, this Ace of Pentacles is mirroring this tower. Again, another reason not to fear this tower. I have a feeling a day will come when you're going to say, thank God for that tower. Literally, it feels like it's moving you in place. This Ace of Pentacles talks about something that is coming into your physical world. And there's two people who are nurturing this, what I call a seed. I call the ace as a seed because it's really up to us what we're going to do. Like the Ace of Pentacles is going to show, right? But then it's up to me what I want to do with it. Am I going to nurture this seed? Make sure it gets sunlight, water, love, or am I just going to let it dry up and die? The choice is mine, but the seed shows nonetheless. All right, we have the waiting game. We have the Eight of Swords. Interesting because you have the Eight of Swords under positive movement forward. Two eights, 88. Well, let's finish what we have. The Two of Swords, and then the Nine of Cups. Well, first of all, to me, because this is about those who are single, this is singular energy. But this is really why you can just read it, a fulfillment, not a fulfillment, fulfillment of wishes. So it's like more than one wish, but hello, it's coming right below the Ace of Pentacles. And again, that Ace of Pentacles, that ace is coming into your physical world. To me, that is the meaning of it. And again, a fulfillment of a wish. So why do we have these swords here? First of all, I like that the Four of Swords is here now, right? Healing. So probably healing over maybe what I thought was bad news in the tower. Um, and I do feel like for some of you, you may have like gone silent yourself. Like kind of pulled yourself out of the arena of love. And there's nothing wrong with that because maybe you enjoyed like some time being single, but I feel like now, listen, even if I'm not planning this, it's still coming in. I mean, to me, that's exactly what the ace represents. Like, I am coming into your physical world, and I just so happen to be a fulfillment of a wish. And you may be like, oh no, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? And, I also feel because we are literally doing new love. And I'm making sure that that's what this is. Well, I'm not making sure that's what I told my guides. I wanted this just to be about new love. So I do get the feeling like for some of you, it could have been a previous relationship where maybe you hung in there for a while. Maybe you tried everything. Like, I tried everything um to give us the best chance possible, but maybe somebody else wasn't playing the game with you. And I have a feeling for a few of you, you may have like waited around, waited around. I never feel like a real lover or because this feels like a soulmate energy to me, because I do feel like these seeds were planted before you even came into this lifetime. But it just feels like it's about divine timing now. But I feel like a lot has happened between, let's just say, your last love and this new love. The Eight of Swords kind of makes sense when you put it next to the waiting game, right? Because, here it says trapped in fear, but this could certainly be overthinking something also. And I do feel like maybe I've taken some time out. Some of you may have been waiting on someone to, like come around or what have you, but then they don't. Or the energy they carried, it's like, what the hell was I waiting for? So, because this is self created, you're really the only one who can uncreate it. Doesn't mean that someone can't help. You know what I mean? Like, again, this Ace of Pentacles is like coming in. Will it get through this prison? Will it get through? Well, we go from the Eight of Swords down to the Two of Swords. And I feel like the Two of Swords, it could be potentially blocking an opportunity, but I feel like the Two of Swords is really natural when it comes to like, let's just say new love entering my life, especially if I haven't had the greatest luck in love. It would make sense, and I wouldn't even say it's something that, I mean, of course, if you can look at it, look at it. But I feel like it's telling us why the two twos, waiting game, waited, waited to the point that I tied myself up in knots, that I pulled myself away from life. You know, You probably did a lot of thinking in this energy also, realizations. And maybe, the Eight of Swords, again, it is a self created prison. So it's not something I recommend. However, sometimes we do need some time out. I feel like I know what that Four of Swords is, right? It's the healing of your thoughts, your mind. Maybe thinking that all love is going to be like the last love. Well, if the last love just had you waiting and waiting, this is not that love. This is not that type of love. Plus a fulfillment of a wish. Let's talk about this for a second. The Nine of Cups is really about finding inner harmony, and I feel like that starts way back with the firm foundation, right? This is when I'm finding inner harmony with myself. I also feel like you must have broken free from the Eight of Swords because I don't feel like you have inner harmony otherwise. You know, um, and again, it is singular energy. But I also feel like this is the energy of, I'm not going to say my life is perfect, but for most of it, like the majority of it, I'm pretty satisfied in it. All right, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Recognition and reward. Now, this is the Three of Pentacles, and I have to say, in a love reading, I love this. I love the Three of Pentacles in a love reading. And the reason why is because in that energy, someone is recognizing you for exactly who you are. And even your broken pieces, don't get me wrong, like we all have little broken pieces. But this is like to me it is soul recognition. And I feel like that must tie back to the lovers. In the lovers here, it's called harmony. And it's interesting because usually the Nine of Cups is called harmony. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot and let's just get right into it. Let's go deeper. Let's go deeper if we dare. I mean, why not? Why not? There may be a few of you who've had a change within your employment, and you may have changed jobs, and there may be someone very special that you're going to meet. And again, I don't feel like that's for everyone. I'm trying to get as many messages as I can, but I do feel like for at least a couple, I feel like there's a change in your job or your location. Even though I don't really see movement, but I do feel like there's this change that happens. And again, maybe I didn't ask for this change, and again, that could be that tower. But I do feel like I'm going to go back and I'm going to thank that tower one day. All right. I don't think I cut them, so let's go ahead and cut them, introduce them into the reading. And we're going to start at the top, but we're going to read it as a whole. So we're looking at the Seven of Pentacles. Again, I feel like that is your soul seed of intentions. You know, patience is so that I often feel like the Seven of Pentacles is like an apple tree, and I don't want to pick that apple before it's ripe because then it's just bitter. So that's what I need patience for, right? To allow things to ripen. Look at this, Ace of Swords, some type of communication. For some of you, I feel like that Ace of Swords can represent like a true soulmate. Because I feel like, now listen, soulmates can come in. We have more than one soulmate in life. And some soulmates come in to teach us and us them. And sometimes those lessons are not easy. But I feel like sometimes the lesson is simply, now I know what I don't want in love. Like this person made it very clear to me that this is not what I want. I feel like this waiting game, you don't want that. Like, You want truth, integrity, honesty. And I feel like that's what the Ace of Swords is representing. Integrity. It's almost like divine is saying, when you firm up that foundation, everything then starts to move in a positive way. So why is it keep saying about firming up the foundation? Well, because I could potentially be carrying old energy. Maybe I didn't clear energy of the past. Maybe I'm still allowing someone to take residence. Why can't I say that? Take up space in my brain, in my heart, and I need to like ugh, purge it, purge it. And then I feel like taking a good look at oneself. You know what I mean? And not in a judgmental way, but just like if I was sitting, waiting and waiting for someone, even though there is a tower, right? So that means that that tower happened. Well, I don't feel like, especially for Aries, I don't feel like that's energy that you're comfortable in. Do you love me or do you not? Do you want to be with me or do you not want to be with me? And maybe that's exactly what you learned. All right. We have the Knight of Wands. It's kind of like divine keeping a promise. Firm up that foundation and then watch everything change. You know, this night is a fast moving night. This night is, it's coming into your life. It is energetic, but it's filled with passion. Can be a little scary. It certainly can be the energy of feeling swept off your feet. And again, coming over firm foundation. Well, I feel like that's what you did. And now divine is keeping their promise. Six. Look at this, a six over a six. Six of Wands. This is the energy of victory. Let me tell you what else I feel with this. I feel like this person, when the two of you come together, I feel like this is the energy of both of us appreciating each other. And I also get this feeling of like where I may have been with someone who, let's say we're trying to have a discussion and I'm trying to get my point across, but while I'm getting my point across, all I need to do is look at them and know that they're not listening. They're already thinking of their defense. You know what I mean? Like they're not listening. They're not putting you first. They're putting themselves first. But I feel completely different in this energy. It's almost like, okay, you have the table, and then you speak, and then, okay, now the next person has the table. It's actively listening. Actively listening. I used to manage gyms, and well, fitness centers and spas that were connected for many, many, many years. And something I would teach my crew is how to actively listen, like to listen to the client. And I feel like that's what's happening here. Then we have the Five of Cups coming over financial and material changes. So, okay, another five, another change. This change will only benefit you. Why? Well, because in the Five of Cups, this is when I'm really thinking about all I have lost. Like these dang cups, you keep getting knocked over. What you do want to be careful about in this energy is it can move into the energy of woe is me. And not that you don't deserve to be in that energy for a minute, but you don't want to stay in that energy. So it's like, and being mirrored down here by the Nine of Cups. Again, finding inner harmony. Even if I didn't have or I didn't get what I thought I deserved, but divine is like, but just wait, just wait. Because what's behind this person? Two cups. Soulmates. Sitting right next to the lovers. Ace of Pentacles is coming right under it. With the fulfillment of wishes. So, you have two changes here, back to back. But I feel like both these changes, one I may not have asked for. I probably didn't ask for either one of them. But nonetheless, I feel like when this person is just like, okay, I just gotta let go of what didn't work out. Who couldn't love me the way I deserve to be loved? And you do deserve to be loved. So if someone is not giving you that, then you have to have that that realization. So this is changing from, it's like saying, you know, I'm not even looking for love. I don't even care. I'm going to start thinking about me. And I feel like that is part of what was going on. But again, there's two cups behind this person sitting right next to the lovers. Okay, let's keep going on. Feel like I want to look under here. Look at this. Something made me look at that. There's those two cups. My intuition told me to pick up this card. And then we have spiritual union. Literally, we were just talking about the soulmates. Here they are. And by the way, you have a three on one side, partnerships and alliances. Look how they're just holding each other. I often feel like they're saving each other. And then on the other side of it is another three, recognition and reward. So even though the soulmates aren't on the table, so to speak, yet, here they are. And maybe that means that some of you may be still in this energy. Something made me pick that up. I mean, I know it made me pick it up. All right. I hope it comes out. We have the Page of Cups over the Tower. It's like someone injured your inner child. I get this feeling like where when I was young and I thought about love, I had all these beautiful ideas of how it was going to be. I may have pictured it in my mind, like, but listen, something didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. This healing, I definitely feel like it's helping to heal that inner child of yours. And why do you want to heal the inner child? So that you can get back to the energy of being playful, of loving yourself, allowing yourself to experience. There are all forms of love. Some are of a lower vibration. Well, I feel like you had that, but some are of a higher vibration. I feel like that's what's coming in. All right, let's keep going. By the way, Page of Cups can represent Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. It can also represent um, younger energy. Oh, excuse me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Just got a knock at my door, but it was only a second. All right, anyways, let's continue. Let's continue. Okay. Interesting. 2 pages. Page of Swords next to the Page of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the Page of Cups. This Page of Swords is pointing right up to that Ace of Swords. Coming over positive movement forward. It's interesting because then you have the Knight of Wands above that. Feels like some type of communication that comes in quickly. Feels very positive. It's interesting because I feel like with 2 pages, first of all, a page can certainly represent what's in the atmosphere. It's like before the night comes in, energy I can start to feel. All right, what else we have? We have the Queen of Wands. Well, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I get a feeling it's you though. We have, oh, look at this. Unexpected couple fulfillment. Right over the Ace of Pentacles. Hello. This night, interesting because you have 2 nights. One is very fast moving and it's coming over fast moving energy, so much so where you literally can feel like you're being swept off your feet. I feel like that's the theme for June. Like a lot of people, well, I want to say June and July. I feel like a lot of people are just going to feel like they're being swept off their feet. And when I say that, what I mean is I feel like passion just comes in, whether I'm ready for it or not. But listen, this is an unexpected couple fulfillment right over that Ace of Pentacles. So we know this night's going to complete its mission. It's coming into your life. And by the way, unexpected couple fulfillment, fulfillment of wishes. I hope you're paying attention to the synchronicities, like how the reading is flowing. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Interesting because we go from a page to a queen. Now, when I'm doing a reading, I do feel like you're all people, unless I feel it differently. And what I mean by that is like the Queen of Wands. Well, she certainly could stand for Aries, but this is a queen who moves according to her desires. Some of you, I feel like you have evolved. Like you're no longer, I just feel like I'm no longer wasting my time with lower vibrational energy. Like whatever comes towards me, and this is something you will feel. At least I hope you're at that point. When you're in the Eight of Swords, it's hard to feel. It's hard to feel the real truth of the matter. So the more my eyes are open, right? The more I use my own experiences as a measure of what may be good, what may not be not so good. But listen, this has nothing to do with the past. This has nothing to do with those who have hurt you. If anything, I feel like this is just showing you that great love does exist. And it literally feels like it's walking in your door, so to speak. And then I feel the Queen of Pentacles or the Queen of Cups down here. I also feel like this is you. And it does feel like progression. Like I have evolved. I am not the same woman I used to be. I am not the same man I used to be. And yes, you may have been broken down, broken apart, but somewhere along the way, you pulled yourself back together. Somewhere along the way, you told yourself that you deserve to have really the best in life, but also the best in love. Some of you, I literally don't feel like you're even looking for love. I feel like you're doing your thing. And, I do feel like that's when love usually shows up. And look what's right below her, that Two of Swords. Again, I feel that's a little natural. At least I'm feeling that in this reading. I don't say that very often, but I do feel that here. I feel like, it may raise a little fear in me, but I feel like the fear that it raises in me is more like, first and foremost, if I just allow myself to feel the energy, then it's going to feel very enjoyable, probably passionate. When I see the lovers, I automatically think about chemistry. Like, I feel these two people have true chemistry. Now, that doesn't even guarantee us great love, right? And that I feel like that's why everything was really about your own foundation and theirs, by the way. This is not a one-way street. This is both people need to be in the same vibration, but I feel like you are. Queen of Cups is also someone who really does enjoy love. This is someone who would, I'm not going to say has to be in a relationship, not at all, but does appreciate a relationship, appreciates having that special person. Feels like someone's going to activate your heart chakra, like it or not. All right, let's keep going. And I just want to point out also, again, we have this Five of Cups, right? All I have lost. It makes sense with the tower here, right? But this knight is like, that's okay because this has nothing to do with what you have lost. This is about what you have yet to gain, and then coming over that Ace of Pentacles and then seeing the actual soulmates right there. We have the Nine of Wands. I feel like that's the perfect energy to come over the Eight of Swords because this is when I'm looking at my life in a different way. This is when I'm really looking at my life in and recognizing how I have grown from my experiences, especially the ones that have worn me down, but you got back up again. And you got to give yourself credit for that. Like you got back up again. This is someone I feel like, you know, it'd be very hard to, I don't know, come into their life and, with the thought of any type of destruction. No way, no how. I feel like I know what I want. And that's probably why I felt in the Eight of Swords that for some of you, I felt like even though the Eight of Swords is not the greatest of energy because it is a self created prison, But but I felt like some of you were really reflecting in that time. I feel like this person, with that reflection, like I give him the title of a spirit warrior. Literally, there's nothing I cannot get through. I feel like energy's getting lighter and lighter for you also. That may mean like some of the struggles that you had in your everyday life are starting to clear up, or you're listening to the signs from your guides, you're finding your way out. I don't feel like you're allowing people of the past to like stop you from living a very fulfilled life. But I do feel like that took time. It took time to arrive there, but I feel like you have. I really love seeing the nine of wands over the eight of swords. All right, we have the five of swords over the two of swords. Hello, Fool. So, new beginning. The Fool asks you to take a leap of faith. The Fool does not carry the baggage of the past in their present moment or moving forward. It's coming over fulfillment of wishes. Coming under the Knight of Cups, which is an unexpected couple fulfillment, over the Ace of Pentacles, which literally means it's coming into your physical world. And the Fool is the opportunity to love without restrictions, right? I am going to have to take a leap of faith. What's behind it? Over that Two of Swords, the Five of Swords. So it just means that there was some toxic energy in your life, and it probably has been eclipsed out. And maybe you thought, you know, I don't know. I'm just thinking because some of you, I feel like, you were in the waiting game, like waiting for another to, let's just say, evolve. But I don't feel like they did. Actually, they probably became toxic because that's what this is. This is toxic energy. But listen, the Fool is not bringing that energy along. And the Nine of Wands definitely would have realization of that. Probably wasn't my energy that was toxic. It was probably theirs, but for some reason, I hung in there. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like then came a point where you're like, no more. All right, look at this. The Star card. Again, fulfillment of wishes. This is about your hopes and your dreams becoming your reality. Now, in the Star card, it definitely feels like blessings. It feels like miracles. But these miracles are well earned. It's because of your energy. I feel like in the Star card, what we need to realize is we're working hand in hand with divine to bring about change, wishes, dreams. And then you have the Death card. Card of Scorpio, first of all. I should have said also Star card is the card of Aquarius, but I kind of want you to forget all that. So the Death card, closing of doors, right? So a new chapter can open. Death card literally talks about a rebirth. And, it's coming under the Five of Swords and over the Two of Swords. So I definitely can understand why that door needs to be closed, right? Throw away the key. This Fool is about brand new energy. Look at this line right here. The Five of Cups. Okay. Can be woe is me, but person decides, you know what, I'm not going to live in that type of energy. What did they find? Soulmate. We know that. There it is. We know that because the lovers is here. Like how quickly does this all happen? I feel like you have a big part in it. I really do. Because I feel like especially with the death card here, it's like when I say to the universe, I am done with this old energy. I'm done even allowing it to affect me anymore. Like in the fool's energy, I realize that I deserve these new beginnings. I deserve these fulfillment of wishes. And why? Because well, wrong card, but they actually could go good together. Because you were daring enough to really break down your life, at least break down the cycles. I feel like we run a 9-year cycle, so it could have been the last cycle. But again, what am I looking for in this energy? Or what do you eventually figure out in this energy? Really, how much you have grown, right? I feel like this was a lower vibrational type energy. Could have been a free will, and I'm talking about old love, and I feel like, yes, they did their damage, but I feel like you recouped, or at least you can. I hope you do. And then your wishes just start coming in. They just start coming in. I'm so glad I did this reading. I'm trying to think, what do I want to look at? Because I'm not quite ready to end it yet. I think what I want to do is I'm gonna go right down the middle of the board. And anything that wants to come out, any signs that maybe I missed, now would be a great time. Look at that. King of Wands. Well, there's your like minded energy, the Queen, and now the King, the Tower. Interesting. 5 of Pentacles. All right, now I'm starting to feel a little distance between this King and Queen. It's interesting because I feel like for some of you, again, someone may have given you a tower, and that just means, some type of disruption. Um, Someone certainly could have fallen from grace, whatever has happened. And again, I feel like it may have been somewhat outside of your control with the Five of Pentacles showing up. But listen, what I love about the Five of Pentacles is it is change, and it's almost change that's forced upon me. But I also feel in the Six and the Five of Pentacles, you're really heading towards soulmate energy, where maybe before you weren't, like, maybe the people that you were with, and it could have been like an old lover, but it could just be people you hang around with also. Maybe they were just in lower vibrational energy. Some people just don't want to grow up. And, that's okay for them if that's what they want. But I feel like to be with you, it's not that I don't feel like this is not, I feel like this is going to be a playful, romantic, passionate type of love. And even though you may have felt the passion in the beginning with someone else, I feel like ultimately you got the tower, right? But I feel like here, this is you giving the tower away. It's almost like you're eclipsing. And even though it may not be easy, I feel like you're eclipsing like energy that just no longer fits with yours. I know what this means, because like I find myself now where like if I don't really like people, then I don't hang out with them. Like we got invited to go to somewhere. I'm not even gonna go into details, um but there's like a couple people are gonna be there that I just don't like. You know what I mean? So I decided I'm just not going. I'm not going. I don't need to like show up just to show up, And if there's negative comments about me because of it, so be it. Like I don't even care. All right. King of Cups, Six of Cups, King of Pentacles, lots of kings. And then the moon, card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. So we have the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, the King of Cups, and the Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. We have both. Well, actually, the moon is the ruler of Cancer. It is a Pisces card, though. Um, so we have all of them on the table. Then we have the King of Pentacles, can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Now, this may be confusing now. What's all these kings doing here? Well, I feel like it's different kings for different people. But I want to ask that question. What's with all the kings? Give me clarification on all the kings showing up together. Three of Cups. It's like a threesome. Excuse me, but first of all, Three of Cups is the meaning of the card is to rejoice in celebration. It is the energy of joy. But who's giving you this joy? We have the Three Swords. Interesting. The Three Swords next to the Three of Cups. And then we have the Hermit, card of Virgo. Deep reflection. It's almost like someone caused the dark night of the soul, caused you to go deep within. But listen, in a way, if it moved you into the hermit's energy, again, though I can't say it when it first began, but ultimately, what am I learning in this energy? My spirituality is coming alive first and foremost. Many of you, I feel like many of you are healers, and what we really have to learn to do as healers is to heal ourselves. Heal ourselves first and then help others. And that's kind of what the hermit's doing, right? The hermit has found the light within themselves. And now the hermit's illuminating that light for others. Some of you, that may have been where you've seen like financial material changes. You may have just moved into like a spiritually based business. And it may be based on the experiences that you've had and how you've overcome. Almost like you're writing a book about it. And who better to write a book about this energy than someone who has been through it? This king could certainly be a Virgo. I also feel like this is saying when I'm able to like just let go of the past or, just say, listen, not everything is going to go my way. But it doesn't mean that I can't find what's meant for me, right? That I can have joy in my life again because you can, right? You can overcome, the heartache. You literally have the Four of Swords, and it's the ability to heal really everything, but also I feel like many of you are really like looking within yourselves. And again, I'm not even doing it for love. I'm doing it just so I really know who I am. Again, firming up that foundation. Okay, I feel like picking this up and I want to go back, but I want to clear some of this up, give us a little bit more room. And I want to look right at the lovers. And I'm actually going to look at them in this direction. So I'm looking at it with the the Knight of Cups, unexpected couple fulfillment, coming over that Ace of Pentacles, right? Coming into your physical world. The lovers can be ahead of her hard decision. And that may be part of it. But I also feel like the chemistry will be undeniable, especially with the Knight of Wands right next to it. But I want to look at it. So, the lovers, the Knight of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, all moving into the Fool's energy, taking a leap of faith. I feel like first finding inner harmony within myself. And I feel like that vibration alone, I feel like attracts wonderful opportunities, probably wonderful relationships. The Empress, beautiful, wise, creative, loving, nurturing. You know what the Empress has learned? Not to shut down her heart due to other people. Her vibration, it's a hard vibration to meet. But I feel like once you're in that vibration, anyone coming of lower vibration, you will know it in a heartbeat. This is someone who really trusts their intuition. They don't second guess it. Why? Because they have reflected upon the things that have gone wrong, the things that have gone right. It's just I'm reflecting upon my life. I'm not going to allow previous love to stop blessings in my life. Now, I would shit if the Emperor comes out. Three of Wands. Look at that, 33. You guys know we see that all the time in the reading. And another page. Page of Pentacles out. So, I feel like, when we cross over, I feel like, and then we look back, I feel like God would say, this is just, you were in a classroom, you were learning, you were evolving. Not everyone's going to evolve, but you did. And be proud of that. This is someone who I want to say, I know what I want my life to look like, but I'm not going to put like restrictions upon that because I also know that divine may supply something to me so unexpected, but so beautiful at the same time. Three of Wands. I'm going to live in the current moment. I'm just going to trust that my ships will arrive when they're meant to. This is an optimistic view. And by the way, if this is talking about now the love coming together, then we're not even projecting ourselves. I'm not like looking at this person saying, well, are you going to marry me? Are you going to be my forever person? That conversation may come down the road, but I feel like what it's saying is to enjoy each other in the present moment. And that is really building the foundation of these lovers. Your ships will come in. And if you believe and trust in divine, then you know they're going to come in divine timing. And you know that you can help this along, right? How? Well, I feel like down here was the lessons. Up here are the blessings. Okay. Well, look at that. Now, come on. Something just made me turn this deck around, and there's the soulmates again. Again. It's like something. Well, I keep saying something, but it's my guides, and they probably don't like me saying something. My guides asked me to turn the deck over. Soulmates. Same thing I felt here, where my guide said, just look behind that. Soulmates. So it may not be something that is like happening overnight, because it's like the soulmates are kind of hiding in a way, but yet our guides really wanted us to take notice of this. Remember that Five of Cups. Remember that person is like, I'm no longer going to live in that energy of woe is me. I'm going to start thinking about me. I'm going to find emotional clarity within myself. Doesn't even mean I'm seeking love. The love is going to find me. All right, I'm not going to turn that upside down. All right, let's take Mother Mary over this reading. What a reading. By the way, the comment that I was talking about, it came from the reading that I did yesterday. Not that I want you to pick on her, because she has every right to feel the way she feels, and part of me agrees with her. Um, and that's why I'm doing this reading. What was I going to say? Oh, I was doing the all signs. So for each one of you, for each sign, I broke it down. It's time stamped in that if you haven't watched it. Um, oh my gosh, miracles. And I don't know, I feel like I must have used this word at least 3 times in this reading. Here it is, miracles. I trust in God to know the perfect solution to this situation. Miracles. I feel like I want to read miracles from the book. I haven't been doing this lately, but I feel like I need to read this, so we're gonna read it. All right. You ask for miracles, and they are given. Even if you can't imagine how your present situation could be resolved, God's infinite wisdom contains the solution. This card offers reassurance that a miracle is manifesting for you and your loved ones. It appears in a completely unexpected way. Hello, Knight of Cups. Mother Mary offers you strength and support during this time. She is a source of great emotional comfort and healing. Lean upon her, especially if your faith wavers. Remember that God works with divine timing and may give you guidance as to the necessary steps for you to take to bring this miracle about. Well, I feel like every step has been shown. Every step has been shown. Aries, I found this to be really one of the most beautiful readings I've done for you. Now, I know there is hardship, but I feel like if that didn't come out, then it wouldn't be real, right? Because this is life. But everything is saying, jump into the fool's energy. Watch these, what again feels like miracles come about unexpectedly. But it is love. and it's coming into your physical world. We already know they're soulmates. We know that. It's being shown to us over and over again through Divine's energy, by the way, because I know it was my guides who told me to look at these two. And what do we get? The soulmates with both. Ace of Swords, truth, integrity, honesty, communication, right? Like, I feel like all of that. The star with miracles. I could just go on and on and on, but I feel like I should just let it be now. But I could just go on and on and on. I just loved it. I loved it, Aries. So I thank you. Much gratitude for really all the ways you support my channel. But really just watching the video. And then your comments. I really love your comments. Even if the comments are like, I don't want to say against me, because I don't feel like anything was meant to be against me. Um, and she was right. So I'm gonna let that be. I love you guys. Thank you. And I will see you next time at our table. Bye bye. And listen, I hope that you can really enjoy this for what it was meant to be. That's my prayer for you. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.